Hey, Stay, how's it going?
Adam, pretty good, pretty good. Having a very busy week. I had some friends over last week, so it's been very intense. And yeah, this week taking it a bit easy, but yeah, lots of work. How about you?
Uh, yeah, mostly just working on hardcover stuff and preparing for our house purchase. But yeah, your friends that were in town, were they staying with you or were they like staying nearby or?
Yeah. They came from London, and they had their parents come from Italy, so they met in Paris, and they were staying at us, their parents, like somewhere like close by. So yeah, it was like every night, the usual entertainment. And we ended up visiting like a lot of places together as well. uh and that was like pretty fun. Yeah, found plenty of stuff, found a Japanese store close by. And let me see, here we go, this guy. Okay.
No.
Froggy, yeah. And I
Very
got
cute.
like, I think what is my smallest toy in my collection. Let me fetch that as well so everyone can see it. So this is like I was trying to go like really like as small as possible. So here we go. No, wait. Let me turn it around. So this is a good luck cat. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's a ceramics good luck cat. Yeah. Smallest one I could find. Yeah, really proud of this. Let me put it here.
Very,
So
very tiny.
yeah. Yeah, and apart from that, so going out drinking, the usual. Yeah. And how about you? So the house is going through.
Hopefully, we're
Okay.
we're like next week is potentially when will be closing on it. So if things go well, then by the end of next week we'll be homeowners, which is scary to think. But yeah, it's an older house from 1898, and but it's still in great shape. So it's not like a we're not going to have to do a lot of fixing up of stuff, just like minor minor stuff.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
but yeah, we're still like working out the details, but I'm optimistic.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
and right now, like let me share my screen for a second. We uh we had like some of the first snow of the year. So let me see if I can zoom in. Uh, uh,
Oh, here are the mountains. Is that your view?
yeah, this is the view from our porch,
Oh, wow.
or our deck or balcony.
Whoa, look
Yeah,
at that. I never saw
it's
that. Oh, this is like
it's
what Salt Lake is like, Salt Lake City.
yeah, because this is like facing east, and so since this
Mm,
is a
yeah.
panoramic, like this is east, and then by here this is like northeast, and then up here is like north. So it's like kind of wrap around like a this is like the corner. But yeah,
Yeah,
over
those are
here is
some
where
serious mountains and some serious snow.
yeah, over here where like the ski resorts are, like closer to like down in these valleys.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's been neat. It's finally starting to get like on the cold side, uh, like 0 degrees Celsius, 30 degrees Fahrenheit most days. So
That's exciting, I'm guessing, for Salt Lake.
yeah, but still no snow on the ground in the city itself because the city is a little bit warmer than the mountains.
Mm.
But I have a feeling within the next couple weeks we'll see some snow on the ground.
Yeah, it's crazy. Last week we had like a huge snow flurry in Paris, so it snowed all day long. It was the first day my friends came in, and it was like literally, it even like got on the ground, and you couldn't walk because there was like so much snow and these like jumbo sized snowflakes. I put some short video on Blue Sky of how it was like snowing from my apartment, and that was like the beginning of it. It got like even more like yeah, powerful than that. So that was like pretty unusual. I think it didn't snow like that here for in the past like 5 or 6 years. but especially in November. So yeah, we had our own bit of snow. That was fun. I took Jonah, like we took him out in the park, and he was not that interested in the snow. Uh, Maybe it's not his thing, but yeah, it was really fun to witness that. Really like yeah,
did
a
it
rare event here.
did it stick around very long, or did it kind
No,
of
next
melt?
day it was like spring, and we had 17 degrees Celsius on Sunday, so it was like sunny and bright spring all over again. That went pretty fast.
Oh yeah, like 62 Fahrenheit. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice
62.
and warm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, proper like spring vibes. Yeah, nice.
Well,
And we've been busy on the hardcover side as well.
yeah, yeah. I finally started moving. Like I've been making my way through all the different pages under like slash at username on the app. So like for instance, like everything that's like this is slash Adam, but everything here and past it. So all these tabs and yeah, we finally added like your like mini header. So it's like when you're on all these pages, it's like the mini version of
Here
the
we go.
header, and then when you're on the main page, it's like the big
Yeah,
header.
you got the big one. Nice.
Yeah. The one thing I'm wondering is about like color. What is it like? Visibility of the text on these backgrounds, which could be anything. I know we're doing like some overlay of like a black that gives us at least some degree. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
that'll be plenty to have it like good contrast?
Well, yeah, that's not the best contrast for the description. I was even thinking like we could so one option would be to keep the mini header and to actually like have that data under at Adam. So that would be like your profile info. And it would have more space as well. Over there, the layout was kind of yeah. So you basically have like that tab, and under at Adam, you'd have like your bio, your links, and everything. So that's one option. But we could also like do some SVG like magic in the background. I know Letterboxd does like these faded covers as well, and I think there's maybe it has the name and the profile picture definitely like over the we can check. I'd be actually curious to see how they handle it. On mobile it's a bit better, but yeah, I don't know. Would you be up for like moving the info under the tab, or do you feel like it's more natural like up there?
I think it's more natural up there. Like I was thinking about how like Blue Sky handles theirs, and it's like they kind of
Mm,
just do a profile
yeah,
image, and but it's this is much less of like a big poster image and more of a just like it's very segregated. There's no text on it, so
yeah.
we're trying to do something much more visual here.
Yeah, we
But
could do like something similar to that and have that break even more, sudden, because now we're doing like a pretty smooth gradient. I'm thinking the gradient could be like more compressed. You'd see less of the cover image, but I think there are ways to go around that. Maybe even move the info further down because you're on desktop and you're gonna scroll either way. So
yeah,
I don't mind it being like Letterboxd again has like that huge. I think it takes up like half of the screen at least on desktop for profiles that have. It's almost like rectangular, like squarish rectangular. So
yeah.
hours like is like really long. But
we kind of
yeah.
solve it on mobile, where it's like, this text is
Mm-hmm.
already beyond the fade, and same with
Yep.
on like tablet size, it's kind of just a little bit above the fade, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's only when
Yeah.
it's on desktop. So yeah, we could just move
Once
it all
it's
down a little bit.
yeah, exactly. Once it's done, I can like come in and do like some like fine tuning and like small tweaks to it. Maybe even rearrange some of the data because now it's like really wide. So maybe we can like split stuff into columns and have other things in there maybe.
Another option is doing like something like this behind it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that could also work. I mean, takes like a little bit from the. Actually, it doesn't because yeah, that could also work, and it would be like consistent with the list page as well.
yeah, if it like went, it would kind of have to go all the way around this entire part.
Yeah, we could try that. I mean, let's do some like tweaks and see what looks better. I think just like trial and error at this point will get us to the right uh, the right solution.
Yeah,
It's looking great. I mean, the mini header is very good.
yeah.
We can
And
also like
oh, go ahead.
animate it and maybe have that transition.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
sure
thinking
how.
that like
Yeah.
you can use framer motion and give like this image like an ID, and then you give this
Mm-hmm.
image an ID, and then it can like
Oh yeah.
transition between them. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think like we could do that with the name, and the name would like move with those two things, and even the flare if we wanted to.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I was originally playing with that idea, like whenever you're on, like in the early days of Hardcover, whenever you're like clicking on a book and it goes to that book page, like moving this image and having it like,
Oh, over there.
yeah, like move over to the um
Mm, that'd be nice. I
yeah,
think now they made some CSS transitions that even without framework motion, they could work like that. I'm not sure how they work with React. I've seen some like raw vanilla like CSS and JavaScript layouts that use that, and I'm not sure it's supported by all browsers, but maybe we can try again with framework motion if it supports like different going from one page to the other, because this change the URL? No, it doesn't, right?
it will, yeah.
Oh, it will. Yeah. Here we go. But it should be able to do that transition, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's the new transition API.
Yeah.
I've seen some videos about it, but I haven't tried working with it or checked out its like,
Yeah.
what is it? caniuse.com. Um, I don't know what it's called though. It's not transition. It's like, oh, view transitions. This is probably it.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Limited
Um,
availability. Yeah.
so it's
Wow.
in 74% of browsers right now. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
maybe
Yeah.
yeah, Firefox for
Firefox.
Android is not on it. Neither is
Yeah.
IE. Like, or no,
Wow.
that's
Okay. We can ignore that.
is no, it's in Edge though. That's okay, but
Okay.
it's not in
Yeah.
Firefox. Yeah, not in
Yeah.
Firefox's.
Firefox is like, I think we have like a few issues with Firefox
Oh
right now
yeah,
as well. But I think Framework Motion might like do the trick.
I think so. Yeah, and I think the other one I've been working on is like we did some improvements on goals.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the form as it stands today.
Yeah.
So you can select
I mean,
red listen to or both. And then these options from here down are new. So you can set the type of book it is. So like book or graphic novel or collection, short story, the gender of the author, whether you want to filter for BIPOC authors or not, and whether you want to filter for LGBTQIA plus authors or not.
Yeah, that's great. Those options are great. They've been appreciated on our Discord, rightly so. That this is looking great. I mean, once the inertia branch is in, I'll just go and maybe style some of the, just move stuff around, do little like tweaks on the fields. Else, it's looking great.
Sweet.
Progress. Here we go.
I think the other one is like, yeah, you can say hours. And yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. Pretty much all the way across all of the profile stuff. No real notable feature changes other than the goal one.
Nice. Yeah, the goals were like due for an update. It's good that you took the occasion right now to to add those options.
Yeah, it was nice to get that in.
Yeah, how was it like compared to our current setup? I mean, what's influenced it being easier or harder?
I think one of the big things is that so when you're looking at the goal itself, like all of this data is kind of in a JSON object that's attached to the goal object that contains kind of like the filters you want to apply to the goal. And now those same filters are able to be fed in to the letter books list here. So the same filters that we have here are ones that we'll be able to have as filters on any letterbox or letter list of books. So that's kind of the initial setup for it. Although, there's not the UI components to actually like add those filters here, but behind the scenes, whenever we have a list of books, we'll be able to filter them in the same way.
Oh, nice. Well, the UI is the easy part, I guess, so we can always add that in.
Yeah.
Nice. That's perfect. Yeah. Oh, we can do so much with that. Like, I mean, yeah, this opens up like filtering has been mentioned by lots of readers in the Discord, so it's gonna be nice to be able to finally like use that to its fullest extent.
Yeah, and as part of this, moved like all places where there's like a list of books somewhere. Well, pretty much all places, not everywhere, like not trending, but pretty much everywhere there's a list of books. It'll use this letter books section, which kind of gives more flexibility. And I think this is going to be really helpful later because, like, if you're looking at, say, like a comic book series, and we're going to have like a bulk edit mode. So you would be able to look at a comic book series, select all, and then change all of them to be like book type graphic novel. You won't have to go into each one. It'll be like part of the bulk edit option here in the series page.
That's going to be nice.
But yeah, I think the thing I'm most curious to talk about today is stats.
Whoa, here we go. Woohoo! Oh, wow.
Starting to come together.
Working.
Yep. I've only done 2 here.
Wow. Okay. That's already like, oh, look at that. Hey, the books are loading.
Yep.
Here we go. Wow. 320K pages read.
Yeah. And this definitely made me realize how many books I haven't marked correctly as like audio.
Oh, yeah, right. You definitely like listened to more books, like just by us talking together, I can like figure.
Yeah. So this will be a good incentive for me to go back and correctly label most things. And I changed this from minutes listened to hours listened.
Oh yeah, did I
But
have minutes? Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
and I know we were talking about adding like one other one here, but I'd forgotten what it was. I know we
I
talked about it
looked,
in the last live,
yeah,
so
I
you
looked
could
at the
probably
live
listen.
and like I couldn't like find it. I like just like went through every moment. I think we added it in or like talked about it, but it must have been like yeah. I have to see the transcript though. Maybe I'll put the transcript in ChatGPT and just ask it like where it is, or just like read through it. Yeah, we had another one, but yeah, I couldn't remember what it is. If we have any listeners who can remember, we have the recording though.
So, yeah.
Wow, it's so nice to see this with all the covers.
And I think if you change this to like 2020, it it
That works
it
as well.
does
Well, that was the
it
hard part. Yeah.
it does some of it. Like it didn't change books read because I realized that one I'm fetching from a different place, but all the rest of it, or except librarian edits, but all the rest of it except librarian edits and books read, maybe inspired
Well,
reads,
those are
except those three.
minor details.
Yeah. So yeah, it's at least passing all these. It's passing the date range into the Ruby side to do these calculations.
Nice.
Uh, yeah.
Well, here we go.
I haven't tried custom yet, so let's see. So from
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works.
June
I mean,
1st
I think we're
to
supposed to change the calendar component as well, so it doesn't say started or ended today.
oh
But
yeah, but yeah, that seemed to work. It seems like things I've been reading in the last couple months.
okay.
But yeah, it's a lot more to do. But I was wondering when I was getting these books for here. I was wondering like, so I think what I'm doing right now is I am getting all the books that you've read during this period. I'm sorting them by your rating, so it's the highest rated ones first, and then I am filtering down for ones that have a book cover, and then
Nice.
I'm getting the first 100 of those and shuffling them, so like putting them in no specific order. So it's your top, it's random ratings from your top 100 books sorted by rating. So if you have more than 100 books that are 5 stars, it's only going to find the top 100 and show. I was thinking like you have the load more part, and I didn't want to send over what could be like 20,000 book objects here,
Yeah.
just so that there's some limit.
Yeah.
So I think it sends like 100 total.
Yeah, I mean, that looks good. That's like just like a snippet, so I don't know if people would be interested to view like 1,000 books. I mean, 100. It already looks like really nice to see them like laid out like this. And the use cases will probably be like monthly. So monthly or like past 3 months or like past year. So I'm guessing, 100 books per year is like I don't know how close it would be to the hardcover average, but it seems like what some like really prolific readers might have, more than 100 per year. Yeah, and for all time, I don't know if it's worth showing more than that. If we put like if we fetch more, can we fetch like after you load the first 100?
Trying to do this in a way where there's not additional data loaded. Everything's kind of sent down on the initial pass.
Well,
But
I think
if we
then
have to,
100 it's a visual thing more than anything.
yeah, then we could say how many are in a row here? 3,
I
6,
think it's
9,
20 or 20.
22. Yeah, 22 per
22.
row. So maybe
Okay.
instead of 100, we just do like 22 times 5.
Yeah, 110.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, should be.
There we go. I turned caching off too. I had it cached, which meant like everything was loading really, really fast. Now it's actually hitting the database.
Nice.
So yeah. Oh yeah, and maybe how many should we show initially? Like 22 would be one row, so we could just show.
Yeah. Yeah, initially I had them like 22 by 22. So if you hit like the button.
That's it's pretty
nice.
satisfying.
Yeah. It's great when they just line up like that.
Yeah. It feels like it looks really cool now.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
love that
like
canvas.
Yeah, and it resizes nicely.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't done this top percent part, but I think we said that'll only show up if you're looking at your all-time part, and then it'll just hide it otherwise.
Yeah, it would be like impossible to calculate, probably.
Yeah, that would be especially if we're calculating like dozens of those for a date range, then it's like might as well like go make lunch while the page loads.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. Well, let's see. So we only can really talk about these two because those are the only ones I've really done so far.
Yeah, well, these are looking great. I'll try to think about what we added as the eighth thing just to make it like nice and even. And the total books read looks great. How is it if you turn on monthly? I think like I made the covers adapt. So for instance, if you read like 2 books last month, it should be like okay, so here we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
I liked that it scaled the covers accordingly. Like if you have fewer than it's like if you have fewer than 20, fewer than 5, fewer than 10, fewer than 20, it's like all these different breakpoints.
No, that's good. How was the code, by the way? I mean, was it like I thought it was like pretty messy in parts, but I don't know how. How did it end up being?
So far for these, it's been easy enough to work with. Like
Okay.
I think there are like I'm still just getting into it, but I think one part's that's been really nice is that if I share my screen here.
Oh, here we go.
Like one part that's been really nice is so this is the overall page that has like all of the different each one of these is like a different component. And so this summary one, there's this like use page is basically like getting data that was passed in by inertia.
Wow.
And so what the controller is basically like creating the stats object that contains all the stats for the entire interface. And then like within that stats object, there is going to be like a sub one for every component. So like summary is an object that just contains the data for the summary section. And then like books read is a object that just contains data for the books read component. And so the idea is that later on when we do the dashboard, we'll be able to reuse these same like serializers and just pass like this object in and then just pass that object in.
Wow, that's neat.
And yeah, but
Because that's coming up. I mean, the good part is that if we do stats, dashboard is gonna be like way easier, I guess.
yeah, I think so. And yeah, there's like a stats yeah, it's like the serializer, so it's like, you know, every one of these will just pass it into another object that contains like, so like this is the books read serializer, which just has the books read. And
Okay, that's like a Ruby way of like going through the objects, like the data.
yeah, and this I can fix to be length, and so now this should change to like 5.
How much easier is it
Yeah.
to use like this Ruby workflow versus what workflow we had with Next.js?
Oh, man, it's so much nicer. Like yeah, like I yeah, just like making this little change, and like there you go. We fixed that thing that we just had.
Oh, here we go.
And all because we were able to just like change this function definition, and yeah, and then it serializes it down, and we don't have to do basically anything in the JavaScript side. The JavaScript side is just presenting the data that Ruby organizes for us.
Whoa. So it was like way more comfortable. Yeah, everybody's like talking about, especially like code refactors in the past few years. I feel like they've been getting like a lot of heat. Everyone says, okay, don't do a refactor. If you're doing a refactor, you're like spending time away from like building like real stuff. But like the ease of developing things, that's like the most important thing for like the people building it. So yeah, I'm really glad you considered this to be like a good move, like working with it, because like
Yeah.
that's the most important thing. I mean, plus I don't think we'd be able to pull this off with Next.js maybe at all, or with like huge headaches probably.
Yeah. I think one part that makes it like really organized on the Rails side is so we have this like stats service object that basically gets all the parameters. So like, you know, we're getting stats for this user. These are the user privacy settings that the person viewing it should be able to access. So like, for instance, if you're viewing your own profile, you'll be able to see anything that's public, private, or followers only. If a follower of yours, if someone you follow is viewing it, this will contain like public and followers only. Or if a guest or someone you're not following is viewing it, it'll just contain public. So this allows us to create this stats service and still limit what stats are shown to the ones that the user wants the person that's viewing it to be able to see.
Wow.
And then this object can then do, you know, a ton of stuff, but it can do it all and it can cache it. So for instance, like some of these fields might use the same derived data. Like, you know, pages read involves getting every book you've read, limiting it, filtering that down to ones that are of type book or ebook, and then summing the pages. But that step of getting all the books you've read and filtering it down to ones that are of type book, like that'll be useful here. And so,
Yeah.
like, or, you know, something else will be useful here. So doing all those calculations in this Ruby object means we'll be able to reuse those stats farther down. And I have a feeling as this goes farther and farther, we'll have to create fewer and fewer new methods to access that data. So I'm optimistic about it not taking too long, and it'll get less long as things go on. In other words, not harder.
That's always, yeah, like a good good way of things ending up.
But yeah, you've
Yeah,
done
this
such a
is
great job
great.
on this. I'm excited about so much of this.
Yeah, it's like a really thorough like stats page. We've added like I don't think we've shown that we've added some stats for like the countries. We've got a map in further down, and we also got like the series progress. This one we might have been over, but yeah, I think it paid off. I mean, we've been talking about stats for what, I think like 3 months now. That's
Yeah.
like a lot and not a lot, thinking, we'll be able to pull off this with like the code migration and everything. I think, would you say like this is the most complex part, like of what we're doing with like calculating data on the site, maybe apart from lists or
Yeah. It's going to be the most like data intensive part, other than like match percentage as a concept. But that part's kind of handled by a library, anyways. So this one will
Mm,
be all custom.
yeah. Yeah, and it's been crazy that it's not using any chart libraries, not using. I'll be like curious to hear like when you get to the chart parts, like how easy it is to make sense of well, what basically Claude did, because it's like mostly Claude. I just like tried to like walk you through like what I wanted in like as much detail as I could. Uh, so I'm
Oh
wondering,
yeah,
for the actual like visual parts, how easy it would be to edit them. But at the same time, it's exciting because we've had like headaches with editing like charts from the libraries, and it's way easier to. Apparently, it's way easier to do them from scratch now. So way
wow,
more
yeah,
like.
yeah. I I'm definitely gonna have to like do a lot of code reading to wrap my head around what Claude did for some of these.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like put in comments for most of them, so that's good. But yeah, for some, maybe not. Sometimes I asked it to do like stuff like when we had a tooltip. Apparently, the tooltip didn't work in an SVG, so it either had to like recreate the tooltip in some other way inside the SVG, or I just told it to like approximate where that tooltip like trigger would have to end up, and like overlay it over the SVG. So I'm curious like if it did something. Oh yeah, and this is like a tooltip. This is actually like ShadCN. I added like an extra tooltip for these. I added some extra components where I thought it was like where I couldn't like figure out how to use our own components, because they were tied to some data and they didn't do what I wanted. So I just like grabbed some primitives. These are like actual like ShadCN components that use uh, radix primitives.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they just use the library. They use our like class names. So there might be, if you think some of them are extra, you can just like delete them. But I think I had the simple select because I didn't know how to use our like more complex select,
Yeah,
and the tooltip and a couple of others. So you might see some weird components in there. It's ShadCN. I should have like sent you the link and this heads up before, probably. So that's not
no,
Claude, fortunately.
it works, and I don't think I even need to pass these in.
Yeah, that was just like a way that I managed to have it to pass the period, so that changes, but it might just work as a placeholder. Yeah, it
Yeah.
can like just as well work like that.
And out of curiosity, I haven't tried messing with the size parameter yet.
So the size is like Excel is like it uses like a 4-column grid. So XL is like the full 4 columns. MD is like 2 columns, and SM is small, which is like just 1 column. So I'm using small for the. I think it's just for 4 stats, the ones that are really small, like further down in the page. Most of them are like full width. It's actually the width. So this is like 1 column, MD is 2 columns.
I
Yeah.
see. Cool.
So I think it's like similar to what approach we had on the dashboard, like the sizes, the different sizes. They just like vary well, for the dashboard is different because they vary the rows and the columns.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good. Oh yeah. Call span 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Easy
Yeah,
enough.
here we go.
Yeah. I see how that'll be useful for like, yeah, these.
Yeah, we have some side by side ones, and the only small ones are further down. And I
Oh,
don't
nice.
think we're gonna. Once you get to those, I think there was the average waiting time one, which we couldn't. I mean, we had to find a replacement for that.
Mm. Yeah. The one chart I'm kind of interested in bringing over, which isn't on here, is the genre and mood Steam chart, which is like doing that without Nevo. I'm a little bit concerned about.
Yeah, we'll
But
see. If it doesn't work out, I mean, we can just use Nevo. Um, I've structured it. We could also like bring this in. I don't think there's like if there's like a good way of bringing this in. Uh, I was gonna tell you that we can just like merge them in because they're like pretty interesting.
for what? For you mean merge these two charts in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the squiggly charts. Yeah, with Nevo.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to see if we can do it without Nevo first, and then if not, fall back on it. Because right
Yeah.
now I've I think I removed Nevo from even the project's dependencies.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you clean that up as well. Nice.
Let's see, package. Yeah, it's completely gone right now. But yeah, I added all the like D&D kit and all the Radix ones that you had in here. So
Nice. Yeah, they might be useful for some stuff. I mean, at least they're like clean and for Shadsian, you don't have to use a library. You can just like, so it's not like creating any new dependencies. It's just like Radix stuff.
yeah, it's easy enough. Uh, one thing I was thinking as I was like looking at this too was one other section that we could have, or it could be just maybe like this eighth one over here, is like a like on the user profile, we do some like things about the user, like how long they've been around, their flair, librarian or not.
Okay.
Like these three things are kind of like clout based things that I could see being interesting to show off.
Yeah, of course. We could do like maybe a social slash user section where uh it could be like days since they joined, or like I don't know, maybe
Yeah, we could.
days since we have like years in the.
Yeah,
we have years here, so maybe we do days on the uh, on this like stat. Uh, days since they've been a librarian. If they are a librarian, would this work or maybe
Mm,
overkill?
yeah, I don't think we store that. And but
Yeah.
there's also just like user ID, which is sometimes a fun thing. Like people have been sharing that on Mastodon lately to like demonstrate how long they've been on Mastodon. Like I have a or someone saying like I have a 6 user ID, so I'm one of the first million people to join or things like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you mean like yeah. The actual like how what number user are you? Like are you like the 50th hardcover user, the 2000th hardcover user? This right?
Right.
Yeah. Let's write this down. I'm writing this down so I don't have to scour them in the. Okay, yeah. You take a note. So yeah, user ID. They since they joined, maybe can we like uh, calculate some social stats? I was thinking like number of users who have viewed your readers who have viewed your profile, or profile views basically. But I don't think, do we store that?
We don't store that. I was
Mm.
I was considering making that like a supporter feature though. Like there are a lot of I think that's big in like the dating app space, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that was a thing on well LinkedIn obviously has
Mm-hmm.
like ability to see who viewed your profile, and then you could turn that and as TikTok does it too. You could turn that option
Mm.
off if you want to be anonymous, or you could have it on if you want to allow people to see it.
If that works, yeah, for sure. It sounds like a cool feature. I would want to see who has viewed my profile. Definitely. It was maybe in. Do I remember right? That it was like in early Facebook. It was it like a thing. Besides the poke,
I don't remember that on Facebook, but maybe it
that
was.
might have not been. Yeah, or yeah, it might have been. I don't know. But yeah, it could be nice to show it as a notification, and maybe on here as well, the actual number. And maybe if you want to expand that, we go to the like uh expanded view where you can see, or we can open a model and have like the model we're already using for seeing when you click likes in the feed.
Oh yeah, because that's just a list of users.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be neat. Yeah, I think
And what else over here?
yeah.
Hmm. What social like stat? We don't show like review likes or follows, or no, actually you can see the followers. So yeah.
But yeah, we do show. Wasn't there one for like most popular review? I know that maybe just
It's for the
yeah,
most
yeah,
popular one,
yeah. This one.
but not the like the cumulated like reviews or likes you had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Not sure if it's gonna be like super helpful though.
yeah. That's it's one of those stats where it's like it's neat, but it's yeah, it's like how do you like
Yeah,
yeah,
doesn't tell you anything. If it's like 100 or 1,000 or 10,000, it's like
yeah. Maybe it's just you liking 1,000 of your own reviews.
mm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, I was thinking about somehow indicating that the person is a supporter in like this first one. Like,
Yeah, I could make like a super cool like Jules badge, like have it like extra nice, and just like stamp it. You know how we had like for the sticker we sent out to authors in year in books. something like
Mm-hmm.
that maybe, or were you thinking just like I don't know, should we get creative, or is it too much?
Um, I mean, we could just add like a bottom row like this, like saying like, at username is a supporter. So you will see like advanced stats
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something
We
like
could
that.
do
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
even having that like as a bottom row here.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice and subtle. Yeah.
And one thing that it does too is it advertises that like you're seeing an advanced version of stats when you're viewing this page. So even if like you're not a supporter and you're viewing this person's page, it's going to let you know like, oh, I'm seeing something that I don't see on my own profile, and this is why.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it will make things clear because you might. I've actually gotten that on a network I was on recently, and yeah, I didn't know why I was seeing like that those premium features, and it wasn't like signaled anywhere. So yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, let's put like a just like a footer in there, and because you're right, if it's your profile, you get like. That bottom bar, but if you're viewing someone else's profile, you might be wondering, hey, why don't I have the stat? And yeah.
Well, I think that's about probably as much as I can nitpick what we have on these two so far. So that's
Yeah.
at least we can cover it in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, this is perfect. And the cover, the ability to change your cover, that's like very, very
oh
nice. I
yeah,
know you got that in as well. Uh, I
yeah.
was I was waiting for that to happen. So you can yeah, maybe some of these we can update. I was looking at some of the details on them, and yeah, I was gonna use the newer models, and I put the call for artists in again on the channel. Maybe we'll have some luck. Oh, here we go. Yeah, some are looking better than others. This is looking great. Ooh, yeah, I love this.
Yeah, and you're able to like select a cover from. Well, I haven't tried this feature yet. Let me see if it works. I just set it to my panoramic. I just showed you.
Oh, here we
No,
go. I'm
oh no,
curious.
I said it not to the panoramic.
Whoa, this is so meta. It's like a background of stats in stats. I'll actually put in the screenshot.
Yeah, that's. I have no idea if this will work with a HEIC file. I'm,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
never
the
sure.
Apple format.
I'm
Yeah.
never sure what like HEIC files can do exactly. Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't like it.
same. It's I read at some point about them that Apple like invented this like really efficient file format, and basically uh, they like optimized the hell out of it, but then because everybody was using WebP and like other picture formats, they were forced into yeah just having it for the iPhones. Nobody's sure what HEIC is.
Yeah, I don't think I have really understood it either. Let's see. Huh?
This is working.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go. Ooh, look at that.
I probably wouldn't use one with the door on the right, but other than that, it's
And that's nice. Gives a little bit of authenticity to the whole panorama. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd zoom in on those mountains. I mean, those mountains are pretty impressive. Here we go.
yeah, that's what I'll miss most from this apartment is like
Yeah.
this view, and just like being in a rental where you don't have to worry about anything. Like,
Yeah. How are you with like things around the house? I don't know, breaking or stuff like that.
I
How
mean,
much?
I can. I'm at like I can screw something into the wall and drill a hole, and that's about my level of expertise.
Oh, that's pretty advanced. Gives you like plenty of options if something breaks, you know.
Yeah, as long as the thing I'm putting up isn't too heavy. Like, I don't know about putting up a TV or something.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. Nice.
cool.
Yeah, so this is like we're at 80% with the migration, so just like not long to go. And once we get it out, it's gonna be like someone asked us in the Discord, so it's basically gonna be like a shift, total shift to that. Uh,
Yeah,
so we won't like piecemeal it, just like moving gradually. It's just gonna shift to inertia and Rails.
yeah,
Exciting.
and and I think with that will also come a change to the API because or a change to how people authenticate with the API because right now
Mm.
like you get a token and then you use that token on every API request. So we're going to be changing to more of an OAuth flow where you create an app in the system and then you use that app to log in. So it's kind of the same way that every other site does it.
Yeah, Facebook does it exactly like that. LinkedIn does it. So yeah, yeah, those
Yeah,
that I know, and Google does it as well. Yeah,
yeah. Um,
that's like very nice because it will like allow you to log in with Hardcover as an OAuth, right?
mhm,
To other services.
yeah,
Like you log in with Google, you'd be able to log in with Hardcover in the future.
yeah. You could. Someone could use it for that. And
That's yeah, that's very exciting. I'm really waiting to like see, especially what was that a prerequisite for open sourcing? That
um,
whole or
not
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 related?
exactly a prerequisite, but it's more like our API right now is getting like hit and we don't have clear insights into who's using it and how they're using it. So it's more for like um like monitoring what we have today
Okay, yeah,
because yeah, then we'll be able to say like, oh, this application which could be have only one user, but maybe it has a lot of users, but this application is doing, X% of the total database transactions or database usage. And so
okay,
we'll be able to say like, oh, um, this person's a spammer. We need to just disable this and then move on. Or this is a really cool app. Let's work with the developer, see if they can maybe there are ways to optimize it. Maybe we can optimize things on our end to make their functionality faster. And yeah,
wow.
it'll allow us to have better conversations around API usage.
Yeah, that sounds super cool. Yeah, I'm very excited about that, and it's about like the eventual open sourcing whenever that happens, because it already seems like there's like lots of pieces falling in place. I know there are like a real some users, some of our readers who are building like stuff on the side. Shout
Mm,
outs to the people on Discord who are doing like so like valuable efforts to already build like stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Billiam's like um,
yeah,
whole like reader, like co-reader for um, like being able to track what you read automatically using co-reader is already really cool.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, shout out to you, William. That's very good. And yeah, I'm very like excited to see how that becomes even more. Yeah, it grows even larger once we let people like really contribute and yeah, build
Yeah,
build on top of what we're doing now, offer them the infrastructure.
yeah, cool. Well,
Nice.
I think I'll probably go and probably make it a little bit of a short day today since tomorrow is Thanksgiving here in the US.
Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Do you
So
have prep to do? Like, are you gonna do prep?
we're going over to a friend's house. So we're just
Mm,
making like a couple things. Like I'm making stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy.
nice. Okay.
And
Well, still.
at least nothing like turkey, nothing that's like multiple hours of work.
Yeah. That's nice. It was on a different date last year, right? I think we had like the turkey logo a few days before
Mm.
Thanksgiving,
Hmm.
if anyone saw it on
Yeah.
hardcover. I noticed it and I was like, whoa, what is this? Why did it change? And I remembered, oh, wait, we put in like the holiday logos last year. We forgot to change the dates. Well, anyway, it
Yeah.
was around this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think since it's like the fourth Thursday in November, or maybe it's the last Thursday in November.
Okay.
One of those two.
Okay, so it's actually one of those like jumping ones, the ones that like are variable.
Yeah.
Mm.
Always on a Thursday.
Okay, that's oh yeah, that's not a variable. Okay, at least there's that. Nice. Well, you have a very good like Thanksgiving, and yeah, see everyone at the next Hardcover Live.
See ya.
Yeah,
Bye.
see ya.